Hey, hello guys. Hope you guys can see my screen and hear me well. We're going to be talking about why Instagram is very important for your business, and we got quite a bit to cover today, so tune all the way down to the end. So we're going to cover mostly the benefits of Instagram and why you should have it for your business, how it helps, what are the things that you should consider when having Instagram made for your business account. We're going to talk about the needed tools that you should have while having your account set up, and just in general, what things you need to have in mind when using Instagram. We're going to talk about the do's and the don'ts that you want to follow when engaging with your Instagram account. How to properly engage with followers. So this is a very important point for people that do have the interest in your business. We're going to cover as well the marketing techniques that you want to follow so that you achieve the goals that you're obviously after. And what we're going to talk about first is the benefits. So what are the benefits for using Instagram? Well, obviously, first of all, is you look better than the competition if you have an Instagram account and they don't. If they do have an account already, then you can kind of see what structure they follow, what kind of interesting things they do, and try to beat them and try to make yourself look better already based on what you see from them. Customer engagement, it allows you to actually talk to your customers in a different niche or a different market completely. And if you're used to sending email blasts, or you're used to talking on the phone or emails, and this is the method you've been using, well, Instagram is going to be another method for you to talk to potential customer and leads. It gives you a free advertisement. So Instagram is a free platform for you to create an account and start advertising your own business for free. The only charges they have is for paid ads, but otherwise everything on there is free. Having an Instagram account is going to increase your credibility and trust for your customers. So if you don't have a page and all you have is maybe a website, it definitely helps. But if you have social media accounts and one of them is Instagram with many followers and many posts and engagements, it's going to make your business appear more credible. They're going to have easier trust to go ahead with your business. This is your opportunity to show off your brand. So if you have a big account with many followers and likes and things are moving around on the page, this is your opportunity to show off what you've been up to, how your company operates, any results or gallery of any products or services that you offer. And last point here is to easily reach targeted audience. What it means is that you're actually able to reach out to people that normally you won't be able to reach out to. And this is a point that we're going to cover more in depth, because this is one of the more important things that obviously why you're here. So let's go over the tools that you will need. So first of all, what do you need for Instagram? Well, you need a phone with the Instagram app, obviously. You can use programs on a computer as well. Some of them are free, some are paid, but on your phone is probably the most convenient way. You just download the app, make an account, and throughout the day at work, you can snap a photo of what you're doing, add some filters to it, and then you just post it right away. You want to make sure you are consistent. So this is not necessarily a tool, but it's something to consider when using Instagram a lot. So consistency is one of the most important things in generally in everything, but specifically in Instagram, it's kind of like if you watch a favorite episode, if you know it's every Monday, then you coming back every Monday to see the new episode. In this case, it's the same thing. If you're posting every other day, every Monday, for example, then the followers are expecting to see a new post on a Monday. So just have that consistency in mind as you posting out those content, the images and so on. Now, you want to have a goal in mind. So why are you even doing this whole thing? Why are you starting the Instagram account? Is it just to get followers, or are you actually trying to achieve maybe new followers that will follow your services, follow what you're up to, and actually try to engage with you and potentially convert to leads? Just have a set goal into what is that you're trying to achieve with this account. One thing that you need to make sure you do when you create the account is set it up as a business account. This is not something you're going to be personally posting about yourself. This is about your business. So it's a very simple thing. When you create the account, you go into settings and it's right there. It's very intuitive. The reason you want to switch to a business account versus a personal, well, for one, it's obviously it's a business, but second of all, it improves the search results. to find your business. It gives you analytics that we're going to cover as well. And there's more features that you're able to do on a business versus the personal that you can't just do on a personal account. All right, let's go over the do's and the don'ts as to what you should consider when having the Instagram account running. So the bio description. Now, this is the first thing that people will see when they land on your Instagram account. So things to consider when you do the bio description is you want to make sure you add a brief description about your business. Now, this is your area right there to really quickly, within maybe a couple sentences, explain who you are and what you do. It could be keywords, like you see an example on the right. It could be a quick slogan about your company that portrays what you do, but it's very important that you don't just have it left blank. Ensure that you have the contact information. Obviously, as a business, your point here is to get somebody to call you. And if they already are on your account, if they see the keyword in the description and they like what they see, well, give them an easy access to contact you, whether it's by phone, email, have a website there. Make sure it's super easy for them. Now, an interesting question that a lot of people have is how to make those spacings work so the description looks all neatly organized. In this case, on the example on the right, you see that I've used blue diamonds to make separations. You can use the emoji keyboard that you have on your phone to add anything you want in there, really. For Instagram, there's certain space, letter spacing between every line, and really you just have to test back and forth until it works. If you notice the dots that separate to the next line, the reason I added the dots there is because spacing, Instagram only takes one space. It doesn't take more than that. So that means that you have to be creative how to move things to the next line. And this is how I did mine. Things to not do, of course, is, like I said earlier, do not leave the bio blank. So this is, again, this is the area that people land on your account. And if it's blank, then you're not really helping them understand what you're about. And do not include many links. So for example, if you have a promotion or if you have many items, you don't want to just keep adding link after link, maybe 3-4 links that will lead to different products, because honestly, nobody's going to click on them, first of all. And second of all, it's not really helpful for them because they can't tell what the link is about. For the content, now this is another really important, that's one of the most important parts about Instagram, is the things that you actually post on a daily basis or a weekly basis according to the consistent schedule that you created for it. So like we talked about earlier, be consistent. So whether you pick it weekly or daily or even monthly, it's really up to you, but you gotta make sure you stick to the plan. If you do decide to go weekly, then make sure you have some prepared material in advance, maybe, so you can kind of generate some ideas and start working on it, tweak it as you go, and then it will be much easier to post every other time that you are prepared to post. You want to make sure you post HD quality photos. Now, this might sound obvious, but any time you post something that might not be sharp or might be a little bit blurry, it will annoy the followers, and that you don't want that to be the reason why they unfollow your account. So most of us that use our phones, if you have an iPhone or Samsung, the cameras are pretty good. Make sure that you focus the shot that you're taking. Click on the middle of the screen so it focuses on exactly the area you want, and then snap the photo. Try to add some filters through Instagram just to make the photo look a little bit even better, and then post it after. One interesting thing that you have to maintain is having a theme. Now, if you are, for example, in automotive services and you're posting a lot of cars, all of a sudden you post something about your personal life and you post about food, that might be not the reason why people followed your account. You want to make sure that if you're posting about a certain aspect of your business or a certain niche about your business, then keep doing that. Don't switch it off to personal things or completely off the topic things, because it will annoy people because that's not the reason they followed you. Use captions and hashtags. We're going to cover more about that, but captions, essentially, every time you post a photo, you want to have a nice description, a nice caption that describes what it is, or maybe a funny thing about it. Because if people not necessarily like the photo you posted, they might like this something funny they said there, and they will actually like or follow your account just for that reason. Now, the hashtags, like we said, we're going to talk more about it, but you want to make sure you include hashtags in every single post that you do. The don'ts, so make sure when you do post the photo and say it's a high quality photo, you don't want to have more than 3 people in it, because the point of your Instagram account is to demonstrate what your business is about, what you do as far as the services you offer, maybe some gallery or results of the products that you offer. So if you do decide to post a photo of your team once, that's fine. If you maybe a month later you want to post a photo with you and your team working on something, that's totally cool too. But try to avoid doing more than 3 people, because if you think about it, when you see that photo loading up on your main screen on the phone, you're not going to know what you're looking at, who are those people, and frankly, nobody really cares either way, because they care about the business that you offer, not necessarily about you, as much as it might sound harsh. Don't overkill with hashtags. As you can see in the example on the right, that does not look good. It looks desperate to get noticed. It looks like you're trying really hard to pop in the search results, and that could be a turnoff for some people as well. Borrowing images. Now, most of us that go on Google, type in something in the images search, you'll find a lot of results, and it's very easy to just copy paste from there. Now, you want to be careful with that, or careful with copying from other accounts, because you might get away with it once or twice, but at some point your followers will see that this is not authentic. They'll see that you're not the one doing your own posts, or this is not your images, and they'll slowly get turned off by that as well. More so, you want to feel like this is all your work. You will feel better about it yourself, because you know they're following you for what you're doing and not for somebody else's work. Now, here's another very important point. As you're posting, you have to consider the peak times to get the most engagement on your posts. So lunchtime, usually 11:30 to 1:30, that's for most people that work 9 to 5 or whatnot. This is the time that they usually go on their phone and they're eating the sandwich, they scroll to Instagram, and they have nothing better to do than maybe like, share, and comment on stuff or follow accounts. So why not use it to your advantage? Same idea goes for dinner. People are usually off work around 5:30. They get home after traffic. They sit down for dinner. You go on their phone. Maybe they relax on the couch. This is a perfect time to get their attention as well. Avoid obviously posting during traffic time. So obviously for the legal purposes, nobody should be on their phones on the road. So most likely you're not going to capture a big audience there. And save the good stuff that you have for the weekends. So if you have some kind of consistent schedule when you're posting, make sure you have at least one of the days in the weekend to be posting the good stuff you have to share, because this is where a lot of people actually are on their phone, on Instagram, and they will see the stuff more so than when they are at work. And then obviously test what works best for you. Those are just statistical numbers based on average usage. You want to make sure you test for your niche market what works for you. If you're in a nightlife industry, those times can completely change around. So you have to make sure you test and check and see what times work best for your business. Now, here's how you can test those things, is you check the stats. So on Instagram, you will see at the very top right, there's a little statistical icon. You click on that, and you'll see the stats come up. And all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom, and you will see the followers area. You just click see more. It will open up the followers area, which gives you really great information about where they are located, what city, what country, and so on. You scroll down more, and you'll be able to see the followers by the hour, and obviously by the days too. You can see exactly where you got the most follower engagement, who followed you where, and what times. As you can see in this example for in my company here, it's between 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. It looks like is the most hot area for that Wednesday. Now, if we click on the days, we'll be able to see the same idea just in terms of days. Which day was the most relevant for followers to come in? Looks like Wednesday, Thursday was a little bit on a slower side, but that's for BragDeal. For you, it can be something different completely. Now, let's rewind for a second here. If we go to the post area instead of the followers, we'll actually be able to see what posts that we've posted already are getting the most engagement. And based on that information, we can see what people like the most and kind of try to replicate those type of photos so that we get more and more engagement going on. So in this case, you see that some of the designs that we've done are getting certain designs get more likes and more comments than others. And what you see right now is impressions. So in this case, the very top left photo got 867 impressions, which is a lot better than the very bottom right, because with this specific photo, for whatever reason, attracted more people to it. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our strategy and post more similar photos to that. Let's talk about engagement. So your followers, they came to your account because they found something is valuable for them. They like something that you're posting or something you're talking about, so they followed you for a reason. Your job here now is to interact with them. Like, obviously, the reason you have this business account is potentially to get more followers to follow you and potentially turn them into leads. And the best way of ensuring that that happens is to interact with them. So what you can do is you can like and comment on their photos. So go on their account after you see that they followed you and literally just like, comment on their stuff. And that will show them that you actually care about them enough, and they're most likely going to return the favor, commenting and liking your stuff, and that creates a spiral of engagement. Ask them questions. Ask them if they commented something on your picture, ask them something about it, or maybe go on their account and ask a picture something about their stuff. And obviously, when somebody posts something on your photo or on one of your latest posts, you want to make sure that you reply to them. If they say this is a great post or whatnot, a lot of those could be automated for sure. But you want to make sure you still reply, show all the followers that you're always available, you're always around, and you're going to reply to any questions or concerns. So like I said, show them that you're always around. It's very valuable for a customer to know that the business owner is not too busy for them. So if you reply to their requests, it's more likely they're going to engage more and follow and share your account. Now let's go over something really important as well as the marketing techniques. So we're going to talk about how you can target your followers specifically. So whatever niche you're in, whatever city you want to target, we're going to talk about how you can achieve that. So let's just take an example. Say this is your business, and those are all the followers you're trying to reach in a niche market. So a couple things you can do is, if you go on your competitor's account and you simply follow them, the interesting thing that will happen is you will see suggestions that load for you. Now, in this case, now you can actually see in the suggestions, there will be a bunch of other similar either competitors or maybe followers that are relevant to this, and you can actually start following them as well. And the great thing about when you follow those people is now you're following people in the niche market in the specific business you're in, and chances are that a lot of them, or at least 10% of them, will follow you back. Now, the more you follow those people, and the more you start liking and commenting on their stuff, the more they're going to return the favor back, and your numbers are going to increase for your company. Now, let's talk about hashtags. We said we're going to talk about this earlier. So hashtags are very important to get found in search results. So creating a hashtag does not mean you own it. You need to understand the distinguishing between a brand, like a logo, and a hashtag. Anyone can come up with any hashtag they want, and anyone can use it without claiming it's their own, because there's really no trademark for hashtags. Hashtags are used for search engines so that your post or your account gets found. So it is used for branding at the same time. So like I said, it doesn't mean that you own it, but whatever hashtag you do use are potentially going to represent you in search results. So one thing to be careful about is if you're using a hashtag, make sure you research if it has been used before. Last thing you want is to come up on a search result next to a company that uses the same hashtag, but they do something completely different, could be not even something good for your business, and it will make you look worse. Only use 4 to 5 hashtags per post max. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overkill and look desperate to get attention on search results. Use the top hashtags that you think fit the best for this post. Obviously, try to use different hashtags per post. You don't want to keep using the same thing over and over. You want to diversify and try to get found across different keywords on the search results. Here's another interesting thing that you should be considering is reaching out to influencers. So what that really means is when you have your account set up and you have the followers going on, the best way to get your name out there even more is to search for large accounts. So for example, if your competitor, or maybe even just regular industries that have 10,000, 5,000, maybe 100,000 followers, they're doing something right that works for them, obviously. And the best way you can actually try to reach out to them is by messaging them privately through the app, and then follow up if they don't reply to you. The easiest way to get their attention, obviously, is to like, comment, and engage on their page if they don't reply to you, because they're gonna see a new follower. They're gonna see a lot of times you're liking and commenting on their stuff, so they're more likely to want to respond back as good customer service. Follow their page. If nothing else works, you can always welcome to email them as well. That's the reason they probably have the email there. So reach out, ask them if they will be willing to maybe trade some sort of service as far as you giving them something for free, and they advertise your business for 24 hours on their account. Okay, so this wraps it all up. We covered quite a bit of info, guys, and this is time for questions.
Great, thanks so much. Awesome presentation. I learned some stuff. I know I did.
Awesome.
Okay, so yeah, we will open up for questions. I know that there were a few questions asked throughout the presentation, so I will just relay those to you. So
Okay.
Charlene asks, if you have a personal Instagram account, is it easy to switch between a business one and a personal one on a phone app?
It is very easy. You actually go to the settings tab, and then you scroll down, and you'll actually see it's right there. It says switch to personal or switch to business, and you can literally flip back and forth.
Yeah, I know that I have several that I manage, so it is really easy, Charlene. And I think that once you actually just download like one for your business, you'll see it. It's really
Yeah, you just go to the settings tab, and you'll see it right there. It's right next to the logout button. You can't miss it.
Okay, and then Charlene had a couple other questions. She wanted to know how many hashtags is recommended, 3 or 4 or more.
We covered in the presentation that you want to have maximum 4 to 5 hashtags, not more. Any more than that, and you are appearing now desperate to get attention on search results. So keep it simple. Research the hashtags you want to use. Make sure they're not conflicting with any other companies as far as what they're using them for, and just make sure it looks good for your company.
I'm desperado, apparently.
You want to keep it clean. You don't want to overdo it.
Okay, Louise has a question. Can anyone take your photos?
Everyone can do anything they want. They can take your photos, they can replicate your business, but you want to be your own business. You want to do the best you can, protect your stuff as much as you can, of course. Maybe put a watermark on every post that you do, but nothing is preventable in this technology nowadays. So just make sure you're authentic to what you do, and if people copy you, that means you're doing something right.
You're jealous. Okay, Owen, yes, you can get a copy of this webinar. So just to relay that, I will be sending out a copy of the presentation along with Dan's contact information. So you can contact him directly if you have any questions or you're interested in, finding out more about his services. So that will probably be coming out to you in a couple hours. It just automatically goes out to you guys. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Okay, Christina has a question. I work for a pretty small but successful company. I'm having a hard time getting more followers. Do you have any additional tips? Are paid ads on Instagram successful?
Paid ads are definitely good if you know what you're doing and you know how to target them correctly. So obviously it's going to be a bonus. It really comes down to the budget for your company. As far as getting more followers and so on, you want to make sure you, like we talked about in our presentation, be consistent with your post. Make sure that if something is not really working, you're seeing there's not a lot of engagement, try something different, still related to your business, but just try something new. Maybe post sharper photos, more colorful, and hashtags, try new ones, and put descriptions. They're funny, maybe try to capture some humor in there, and people are very likely to start following you back.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I love about Instagram is that, like, with Facebook, you got to kind of be, I don't know, more serious. And then with Instagram, you can be a little more fun.
Yeah, you can be really open. It is your business to have some fun with it. And do like and share on other people's accounts as well, because they're going to return the favor because they see that you're engaged on their profiles.
Okay, and then Igor has a has a question. Any limitation of quantities of pictures?
There's no limitations. You can post as many as you like. Instagram is more than happy to take more and more photos.
And then Dan has a question. Do I select switch to business profile to use business account?
Is the question, do you switch to business?
Yes.
Yeah, you should, because you get more advantages with the business account. For example, the analytics tool we talked about earlier, you don't get it on the personal account because the business can see and optimize it for the purpose of improving your business. For personal, it's not as necessary. So that's one advantage. Another advantage, if you do plan to do the paid ads, then the business account is where you're going to do them as well.
Interesting. Um, Dan's managing our Instagram right now, actually. I started the Instagram probably about a year ago, maybe, and I don't know, we got around 500 followers or something like that. So I kind of gave Dan the reins, and it's been picking up really, really quickly thanks to him. But I didn't know about the business thing, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's very important to switch to that because actually one of the most important reasons you want to switch to business is because search results for businesses specifically, they'll find you much easier, and they base it on your location as well. So if you're in the Vancouver area, for example, the map and the Explore view on Instagram will actually pinpoint your business.
Cool. Okay, scroll up. Lots of questions. It's great.
Wow.
So Igor wants to know, may I upload a film or slash clip?
You can. There's a limit to 15 seconds, I believe, for most films. You have to make sure you know how to edit and cut videos, of course. But keep in mind that most people's attention is like 3 to 5 seconds. So your film better be really good to keep them the entire time.
I always do films of my dog. So Charlene wants to know, do you recommend having auto share settings for your Instagram posts to post to your Facebook account too? In brackets, I assume the business one can do this as well.
Yes, so you definitely should link the Instagram to your Facebook company's page, of course, because it will be very convenient. So you don't have to go back and forth. Just once you link them, anytime you post on Instagram, you'll post the exact same thing on Facebook. I believe you can do it vice versa too, but it's definitely very recommended to do that.
Okay, and Clint has a question. For a funny post, can you go completely off brand or stick to your branding but then have funny, humorous captions?
Well, again, it is your brand, so you need to decide how you want to portray it to the public. If you're going to start going off topic completely and people are engaging and responding to it well, then by all means keep doing it. If some people, I can see that they follow the account for the reason that they like your business, and all of a sudden you're going off topic, they might unfollow that. So it is up to you to test it, of course, but personally, for my business, I don't do that. I kind of stick to the same thing because that's the reason they came for the first place.
Okay, so Charlene says, my company is in the construction industry. Can you suggest examples of a good Instagram account in this industry? I can look to for examples and to show the owners why we should be on.
I'll have to look right now. I don't have them on the top of my head. But if I type in a search construction, let me just type it in here.
See you. Share your webcam.
You want to see me?
Yeah.
1 second. Let me just click on that button here. I don't know if you can see me now. Hello, here I am. So, I hope I look good this morning. So, let me see here. I'm just quickly looking through the accounts here. There's many construction. If you just type in construction in the search result, you'll see a bunch of really great photos of machines or maybe what they built and replicate success. Obviously, it works for them. They have a lot of followers. They have a lot of likes. I see if you type in the word construction in the search, the top 3 results, they have like hundreds of likes, hundreds of followers, thousands actually of followers. So like, try to copy what they're doing well. Don't copy their posts, but copy the style of what they're doing, and it's going to work for you as well.
Cool. Kathy wants to know, how beneficial are Insta stories?
Insta stories is kind of like the Snapchats, but they copied it over. So if you have a lot of followers, but you're doing Insta stories, you're actually getting more into your daily routine or weekly routines or whatever. it is allowing someone to see quickly what you're about without that actually being saved on your account. So they'll view it once or twice and then it goes away, and then the next story that comes out, they're gonna see something new. But nobody that wasn't following you before will be able to see those stories again. So keep that in mind, of course.
And I'm assuming that you're probably going to have to remain consistent with that too, right? Or no?
If you're gonna start that and people are following you for that reason, then obviously you want to stay consistent.
Okay, Dan wants to know, when I switched to our profile to a business profile, it asks to connect to a Facebook page, but we don't have one. Do I have to, do I have to have Facebook page to set up a business profile?
I'm not sure if they've changed it recently, but you should have a Facebook account regardless for your company already, because Instagram is actually owned by Facebook, so that's potentially the reason why. But again, having a Facebook account is free as well, so you should definitely set it up and connect to Instagram. You're gonna kill two birds with one stone by posting on Instagram, and it posts automatically for you on Facebook.
Yeah, 100%. And also too, you can put your website on your Facebook profile too.
Exactly. You might as well. It's free to do, so get as much exposure as you can. It's great for also another topic, but it's great for SEO, search engine optimization, by having lots of links linking back to you. It just makes you look better and increases your credibility. And the more accounts you have, the more people, potential leads, can see what you're about, and they see that you've been around, you've been on social media, so they're more likely to convert to actual customers.
Yeah, 100%. Any more questions?
Well, if there's any more questions, we're always available, of course, otherwise. For people that might have missed our accounts, they are welcome to follow us on at BragDeal or at BBB_NBC. If you guys are interested to see more helpful information, more helpful tutorials similar to this one, you can go on BragDeal's channel on YouTube. Just type in BragDeal in the search. You'll see a bunch of more helpful videos and vlogs that we do on a weekly basis as well. And yeah, any questions, you feel free to email or call me directly.
Yeah, and just remember, guys, follow for a follow.
Exactly. We'll follow you back if you follow us.
Follow us.
Exactly.
And like our posts too.
And like and share and comment on everything. That's right.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much. Really appreciate you taking the time to present today. So on behalf of the Better Business Bureau and BragDeal, I wish you all a wonderful day. And like I said, there will be an email sent out to you guys with a copy of today's presentation. And please, 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 if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Dan. If you didn't get his contact information, it will be in the body of the email that I send out. So thanks so much, you guys, and have a great afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time. Bye-bye.